Jordan Poole is no longer a member of the Golden State Warriors. He is now on the Washington Wizards. He was moved to Washington in a deal that took place on draft night and basically was in exchange for Chris Paul. Now, there's many speculations as to why this deal occurred. Many look back to the punch that took place before the start of the 2022-23 season. We can look at his contract as well, and then look into the future for the Warriors in terms of what they're trying to do. And lastly, his performance this past postseason. But none of that matters at this point. That is all in the past. Right now, all that matters is Jordan Poole on the Washington Wizards. And at this point, he's looking like the focal point of the team. So we're going to go ahead and see what the Washington Wizards can do with Jordan Poole leading them. And of course, with our assistance in terms of shaping out the roster and such. Hopefully, it can have a tremendous success and Jordan Poole can have the last laugh. We're going to see what happens here in 2K in terms of that. Let's go. All right, so here's the roster that the Wizards were able to assemble in this year's offseason. So you see they got Jordan Poole. He's their highest overall. They were able to re-sign Kuz. They were able to get Tyus Jones in that Memphis Celtics trade along with Danilo Gallinari. But then from there, they got the usual roster, right? They got Landry Shamet, a part of that Bradley Beal Phoenix Suns deal. They do have a great amount of picks, so we'll be able to possibly move those around to be able to bring this team back to where they were, you know, when they had John Wall, Bradley Beal, Marcin Gortat, Trevor Ariza. You know what I'm saying? Get them back into the playoffs with Jordan Poole being the face of this team. If not the face, one of the main pieces here. So if not the first, maybe the second or third option. But I think at this point we can all agree that Jordan Poole is the main option or will be the main option. And many are predicting that he may average some crazy numbers, right? That he may average like 25 plus, given the fact that he's going to have the green light to put up as many shots as he wants compared to when he was in Golden State, because he's arguably the best player on this roster. So now what I'm going to go ahead and do, I'm going to simulate through this season, because the expectation for like the next season for the Washington Wizards, I don't think it's that high. I don't think they make it to the playoffs. I think they might have to end up with the worst record this season. As you can see, they have not even won a game, right? So look, they just won their first game right there, November 12th. So yeah, like the expectations are not high for them. I don't think anyone is expecting this team to go far this season. I think we expect them to have actually the worst record this season. So the plan is to simulate through this season and make some moves that has the Wizards and Jordan Poole in a better position to make a deep run next season. So I'm going to go ahead and continue the simulation on my own, and I will see you guys in the offseason, alright? Alright, so we're in the offseason real quick. I want to show you guys where the Wizards finished last season. They finished dead last in the conference, 21-61. You see the record. If we look at the entire NBA, one game ahead of the Spurs. All right, so 21-61, which we predicted. We expected them to have one of the worst records in the NBA, if not the worst record in the Eastern Conference. But now it's time for us to put in that work, put in that pain to rebuild this roster into a playoff contention. I know it's a big leap, but that's exactly what we're going to do with these picks, with these players, with the cap space we have. It's time to make some moves and get my man Jordan Poole some help. Let's get it. All right, so this is what our roster is looking like after free agency. So the biggest thing we were able to sign this free agency was Nick Claxton. Keep in mind that Jordan Poole's contract is tremendous, along with Kyle Kuzma's contract as well. So yeah, so we were able to sign Claxton. We were able to sign Drummond. We drafted DJ Wagner with the second pick in the NBA draft. And we also re-signed Tyus Jones and then some other rotational pieces that aren't that big. Now, this isn't the end of our roster construction. We have a full 15-man roster, but we'll be looking to make some moves in terms of trades to continue to improve this roster before the season begins. All right, so it is the start of the new season. Quickly, I do want to show you guys Jordan Poole's numbers for last season. I didn't get to share that with you guys, but as you can see here, he averaged 20 points per game with 2 rebounds and 4 assists, shooting 48% from the field and 40% from the three-point line, which is pretty good. But his free throw percentage dropped tremendously compared to what he was shooting in Golden State. But the points per game went up, but not as much as we had expected. But it's his first year leading the team technically, so we expect the numbers to have more of a jump this season, hopefully a tremendous jump. We weren't able to make any trades just yet, so we're gonna try to play it out until like around Christmas Day and then see what the market is looking like, you know, who's selling, who's buying, who's rebuilding, and then from there, you know, look to make some moves and see where we stand as well too, how our players are performing, because we have a decent roster. So I'm gonna go ahead and just line up. All right, so here we go, man. Started the season, we started off with a W, back-to-back W's, that is 3 back-to-back W's. We have an injury, sadly. All right, so let's continue with the simulation after that Drummond adjustment. Who's is hurt, and we've lost 3 straight since the injury. All right, so Andre Drummond is back, so we're gonna continue to sim. And we're playing pretty well. We're playing pretty well despite the injuries, which we're experiencing a good amount of injuries. We're playing decent compared to last season, right? We're already almost halfway through the total amount of wins that we had. So far, so good. We're 11-6. All right, so we got a trade offer for Bilal Coulibaly in exchange for Asar Thompson. This is from the Pistons, and they also want our 2026 first round lottery protected pick. Now, this is a good offer. I actually like this offer. I think we're going to go ahead and make this deal. It's going to be a tremendous asset for us. Bilal Coulibaly he's been pretty good. If you guys are not aware of him, he is one of Victor Wembanyama's teammates from Europe when they were playing overseas there. But he's been decent for us. He's been averaging about 11 points per game coming off the bench, shooting well from the field, 51% and 38% from the three-point line. If we compare it to Asar's numbers, it's around the same thing. I think Asar is going to be better in terms of, potential and having defense, and he's a better orchestrator as well too, so he can just fit better around. He's not as efficient, but I think it'll be a better deal for us in the long run, so we're going to go ahead and make that deal. So shout out to Detroit for offering that to us. We're going to continue with our simulations. We're almost at the point where I want us to be at to then assess everything else that's taking place in the league along with our own performance, which has been pretty good. We're 14-8 right now, which is way better than where we were at last season, and we're currently third in the conference. Second right now, bouncing around from second to fourth, which is pretty good. Again, given the fact that we were dead last in the East last season. We only had 21 wins. We're 2 wins shy of tying that up already. Can we tie that up? Oh wow, we actually went on a 5-game losing streak. So that's not good. That's not good. We went on a 5-game losing streak. We're currently fourth in the conference, but not bad. 19-14 at basically the Christmas break, right? We're fourth in the conference, 19-14. Let's look at our averages. Let's see what our man Jordan Poole is averaging. Jordan Poole is averaging 21.8 points per game, along with 4 assists, 49% from the field, 3-point percentage 39, and the free throw percentage is back up where we would like to see it, which is what he's accustomed to, around 90%. So this is good. The numbers aren't high. I want him to be averaging a tremendous amount of numbers. I would expect him to be averaging higher numbers than that, than 21, but still, it's good because it's resulting in wins, right? Because we have Cools with 19, DJ Wagner with 13, Claxton averaging a double-double. That's a great pickup for us. And then Asar's number has went up since he joined us. That's good to see. And Tyus Jones is also in double figures. And then look at Andre Drummond off the bench with double-digit rebounds. So just given where we stand right now, I'm not in an eager position to break up this roster or to make like any drastic changes, but I do got to see the market just to see what is out there, to see how we can improve. Because remember, this is a rebuild, and the rebuild is not over yet, right? We are fourth in the conference, but this is not a championship team. I don't expect us to make it far in the playoffs with this roster as well too, so we got to try to make a splash, you feel me? So I'm going to go ahead and look around the league to see what are the status of certain teams, and then from there see what I can make happen. All right, I'll be back with y'all in a second. All right, so I pulled the trigger on a deal that was able to land us Julius Randle. So I got rid of DJ Wagner and Daniel Gafford to land us Julius Randle. I know some may be a little upset for giving away DJ Wagner, but you got to keep in mind I have Tyus Jones, right? Tyus Jones could potentially start for us the way he did last season. He's arguably a legitimate starter on plenty of teams around the league instead of being a backup point guard. He's done it before in Memphis, right? When Ja has been out, he's demonstrated he's more than capable of leading in that position, and that fills up the void that we had in that power forward position, right? I think we had Gafford starting there, so now we have Julius Randle there along with Kuz, along with Jordan Poole, who we have starting at the 2, and now Tyus Jones. I'm gonna see if there's another move that I could potentially make, and then from there we'll continue into the playoffs. All right, so we're actually gonna sim up until January 30th mark, because certain players aren't available for trades until after January 28th, and some of the players that I'm targeting, they have that restriction. So we're gonna go ahead and just play out the current roster we have, and yeah, see what we can do within that time span, and then what players become available to make some final moves before we make our final stretch into the postseason. And so far, we've won half of the games we've played with the new roster. Kyle Kuzma's gonna be out with an injury, so that's not good. But thankfully, we have Asar Thompson to step up, and it looks like he's doing so. And damn, Andre Drummond out for 6 to 8 weeks is gonna be a huge loss for us. But 26-18 is the record right now. Still in the top 4 in the Eastern Conference. Pretty good. Jordan Poole, our man, injured 1 or 2 weeks. It's not bad, 1 or 2 weeks, but still, we don't want him to be hurt. So far, so good. And this is with the newest addition of Julius Randle. All right, so the player that I'm targeting is hurt now. He's hurt for 1 or 2 weeks. So I'm gonna go ahead and sim up until February 6th. All right, I don't know when the trade deadline is. I can't recall when it is. I think it's this week right here, the February 5th to February 11th week, but I think it's hidden with one of the games. It must fall on the same day. I don't want to miss that, so I'm just gonna simulate through this date, and hopefully I don't miss the trade deadline. I should get that notification though regardless. So yeah, hopefully I don't miss it, because I need to make this move, man. I still need to to make another splash for us to be in a good position entering postseason. Jordan Poole hurt again after he just got back. Crazy. All right, but I'm going to get to it, man. 31-20 is what the record is right now. You see us winning 4 out of the last 5 games. That's BC right there. Let's go. All right, so here is the final splash that we were able to create before the trade deadline. You see it right there. Trae Young and Sadiq Bey in exchange for Kyle Kuzma, Asar Thompson, couple picks, and Tyus Jones. Now, this was a tough deal. I kind of slipped up on this deal because I was still toying around with it, trying to, get it the best way possible where I wasn't giving up so much. I feel like I gave up way too much. I gave up way too much with this trade, but I think it does good in terms of not only putting us in a better position to win moving forward, but also raising the market for Washington, right? We have a big 3 here. We have now Trae Young, Julius Randle, and JP, and Nick Claxton. We can't overlook Nick Claxton, who has been getting better. So we got a good roster right here. This is a great roster. I do feel like I gave up way too much for Trae Young, but it's Trae Young, man. Trae Young and Sadiq Bey in exchange too. That's not bad. Sadiq Bey is pretty decent. Can do around the same things that Kyle Kuzma was doing. Like, there's an argument that they arguably do it at the same level. Low key. Y'all might bash me for that. You feel me? Only difference is that Kuz has that championship to show for, but Sadiq Bey is fairly young. You know what I'm saying? And then our depth, it kind of lacks a bit. So I had to go sign a couple players just to get us back in decent shape. But I feel like we're in a good position moving forward. I mean, this is it. We got to move forward with this roster. You know what I'm saying? Comment down below. Let me know what y'all think about my move so far before the trade deadline. Excuse me. But so far, so good. We've won every game with the new roster. Can we win 4 in a row? Yes, we do. Jordan Poole just fully healed. We lose 1 to Boston right off Jordan Poole healing. Okay, so the trade deadline fell on I think that's February 15th. So would we like to stop to make some offers? No, we're going to go ahead and continue. It is what it is. This is what our roster is. I should have probably tried to toil around with something. Trae Young hurt though. That's a tough loss for us. We're currently 2nd in the conference. So far those deals did good in terms of putting us over the 3rd and 4th spots that we were toying around with. All right, we're going to continue this sim. Trae Young is fully healed again. The roster is doing well so far. So far, so good. Josh Richardson going to be missing 4 to 6 weeks with that injury. Trae Young, 1 to 2 weeks. Damn, Trae, can we stay healthy? Bro, come on. Damn, Andre Drummond, the whole roster about to be injured, man. We're going to have to pick up some ball players from outside the arena. Son, damn, bro, what's going on? I'm going to have to adjust the CPU's rotations right now because it might be a fatigue factor kicking in where these players are getting hurt, and we can't afford to have that right before the postseason. As you can see, we went from 2nd to the 4th seed, so we dropped, with those injuries. But damn, broken right forearm, how the hell does that happen? 6 to 8 weeks, bro? Like, come on. No more injuries, please. No more injuries. Let's make it to the end. Pull lower back muscles. Chill out, y'all. He's back. Okay, he's good. Let's go. Come on. All right, so with 1 game left in the season, it looks like we're going to finish with the 4th seed. Only way that changes is if some way Charlotte loses their last game and we win the last game, and we can possibly be tied for the 3rd, but I don't know what the tiebreaker would be on that aspect. But 46-35 is our record. I would like to so far deem this as a successful rebuild. Going from being the last seed in the East to the 4th seed in the East, that's huge, man. You win 21 games to now 46. You double your wins. You go plus 500 and you finish top 4 in the East. That's fire, man. Hats off to me. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and simulate this last game. Do we get the W? We lose. So there it is. Jason Tatum is your league MVP for this year. Xavier Booker with the Rookie of the Year. Ahmed Thompson with 6th Man of the Year. Shout out to Ahmed Thompson. Victor Wembanyama with DPOY. Evan Mobley with the Most Improved Player of the Year. Joe Mazzulla with Coach of the Year. And those are your regular season awards. Do we have anybody in the All-NBA 1st team, 2nd team, 3rd team? Nah. How about defensive? Nobody? I don't expect anybody in defensive. All right, so we would have had DJ Wagner, but we dealt him to New York in exchange for Julius Randle, which I'm cool with. That's valid. So our first round matchup is the Cleveland Cavaliers. We're going to go ahead and take a look at their roster in a second. Let's just simulate the play-in tournament. Oh, I hit simulate the playoffs. I almost sold right there. Series tie 1-1. I almost sold right there. I bugged out. Look at Jordan Poole, my man, with the Wizards. Has them at the 4th seed. The Golden State Warriors struggling over there without JP. Seems like they needed that man, as they are the 8th seed and down a game to Houston right now. But we split the first 2 games. Sadly, I started simming without being aware of that. That's a rookie mistake. My apologies, y'all. Let's quickly take a look at our regular season averages. So Jordan Poole's numbers, they were at like 21, I think, but then dropped to 19 as we acquire some new pieces that require more touches, right? I'm cool with it though, because again, we're trying to win. He wants to be in a winning situation too. I know he don't want to constantly be in a rebuilding stage, even if it means him getting the unlimited touches that he'd have. So with this big three, again, his numbers dropped to 19 a game, but the shooting percentages are decent. They're not where we'd like them to be, but again, the points per game is at a good cost, right? Because we got Trae Young and Julius Randle at his side. You feel me? So let's transition that now to see what the first 2 games are looking like. Trae Young and Jordan Poole with 20 plus, Julius Randle at 19 and 16. Damn, but he's struggling from the field. But Jordan Poole and Trae Young is wilding. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue real quick. As I said earlier, let's take a look at the Cleveland Cavaliers roster. So they have Evan Mobley, Darius Garland, who's tore his left ACL, so he's out for 1 or 2 weeks, because he's probably still recovering from that. Donovan Mitchell has a spinal injury, out 2 to 4 weeks. Jared Allen out with a dislocated right patella, 1 to 2 weeks. I ain't gonna lie, the write-in for this one is for us to win, just given those injuries. So we simulate through game 2, they're up 2 to 1. Simulate through game 3, they're up 3 to 1. That's crazy. They won both games at home. That is crazy. We're down 3 to 1. Mind you, they're dealing with those injuries. That makes no sense. Let's take a look at what's going on in these games, because we lost what game? I think we lost game 1, right? We lost game 1 by 1 point. Isaac Okoro is leading the way. Look at this. Isaac Okoro with Evan Mobley, Ty Jerome. What is going on? And then Max Strus shooting 5 of 14. Dorian Finney-Smith 5 of 14. And we still lose by 1 point. That's a tough one to lose. Then game 3, we lose to Evan Mobley dropping 38 and 21. Damn, Evan Mobley's going crazy. And again, Isaac Okoro wilding. Game 4, we lose with Evan Mobley leading the way again, and Ricky Rubio with a 20 piece. Still no Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, or Jared Allen. Like, this is crazy, y'all. I'm gonna make some adjustments to hopefully get us in a position where we can still win this. All right, so I made my changes. Let's see if it gets us a W and forces a game 6 for us. I'm gonna go ahead and do this with Simcast. All right, let's see if we can force a game 6. We are home for this game, and so far we don't start off strong, but we catch up in the first quarter. We need this W, man. We need it. All right, even though regardless of the outcome, this is still a successful season. I say, successful rebuild. So far, so good. I just made a couple adjustments in terms of the rotation, the minutes that are being played, who's playing, and then the coaching emphasis, as to what's the defensive approach that we're going to take, especially towards Evan Mobley, because he's been wilding. You feel me? Getting way too many rebounds and just getting whatever he wants. But so far, so good. We've been killing them since the second quarter. Double-digit lead, winning by 20 plus right now as we go into the fourth quarter. Still with a 20-point lead. It's looking like a blowout victory at home, which is what I like to see. That's what we should be doing. They have no Darius Garland, no Donovan Mitchell, no Jared Allen, even though I feel like both of those at least 2 of those 3 players should be back now, given the fact that their injuries were like 1 or 2 weeks. But you see it right there, a victory. We get a W. We force a game 6 going back to Cleveland. Trae Young with 27 and 11, Julius Randle with 27 and 12, and Jordan Poole with 19, Saddiq Bey with 19. You feel me? That's what I like to see. I want to quickly take a look at the other team, right? Evan Mobley didn't go as crazy as he did before, but Max Strus did. But that's all right. We need to just limit Evan Mobley, because it seems like when Evan Mobley and Isaac Okoro is snapping, they're having W's. We can't have that. So that's a big time W. Simcast once again, man. Let's get straight to it. All right, man. We are in Cleveland. They have the home court advantage. We're still facing elimination. This is a huge game for us. We're gonna see who's gonna step up. But so far in the first quarter, not looking too good. We're struggling, but we're keeping the game close, and that's what you want, especially when you got players like Trae Young, Jordan Poole, and Julius Randle on your team. We take the lead from them. They're struggling in the second quarter. Looks like our defense is kicking in as we're outscoring them 35 to 13. We held them to 13 points that quarter, which is amazing. Currently right now with an 8-point lead in the third quarter, halfway through the third, and we're up by 12. That's beautiful right there. We got to continue this. We need to force the game 7 back in Washington. You feel me? Complete this 3-1 comeback, which you don't see that much in the NBA. And we have a double-digit lead once again, 20-point lead once again. Looks like we're going to run away with it. We doing what we got to do. The adjustments are coming through. Come on. Let's make it happen, y'all. It's looking good. Let's get this W and let's force a game 7. 2 of the best words in sports, man. We love to hear game 7. You feel me? 30-6, 25-5. You see the catch right there. The light-skinned shooter is going crazy. Saddiq Bey with 19. Double-doubles for both Nick Claxton and Julius Randle. Julius Randle struggled from the field, but it's all right. We got the others stepping up, you feel me, lighting it up from beyond the arc. And then again, Evan Mobley, we're limiting him. He did have 18 rebounds, which is OD, but we still are limiting his success, and Isaac Okoro too. So the defense doing good, you feel me. Game 7, we got it, man. Let's go. We're gonna simulate with Simcast. Let's make it happen, man. Could we get this W at home? We are at home. We've done great so far throughout the last 2 games. We need to just continue with the momentum. I feel like we got all the momentum, and you see it right here, this being displayed in the first quarter. We're up by double digits already with a huge lead. Already up by 20 in the first quarter. This is what I like to see, man. Let's continue it. It's looking like one of those Mavericks Sun scenario. Should I just say a Sun scenario where they just collapse in a closeout game and get smoked out the gates, you feel me? And that's exactly what's happening right here. We got 76 and counting in the half. We finished with about 80 points in the first half. That gotta be a record or something. Y'all gotta tell me. But this game is done. I don't even know what, I don't know what we're doing. I don't know what I'm saying right now. I don't even know if I should be saying anything. This game is done. Like, you know what I'm saying? 118 in the first 3 quarters. We just killing them. Oh my, look at the score. We got 132, 135, 140. Yo, this is what you have with Trae Young, Jordan Poole, Julius Randle, Sadiq Bey. You feel me? You got offensive prowess. You got offensive weapons and arsenal with this roster. You feel me? You have Trae Young dropping 34, Jordan Poole dropping 28, Sadiq Bey dropping 28, Julius Randle dropping 24. We make it into the second round. We're playing against the #1 seed in the Boston Celtics. It's gonna be tough, but so far we doing what we gotta do, man. We making it happen. And look, who got the last laugh right now? Who got the last laugh? You feel me? My man JP. My man JP got punched, but he got the last laugh. You feel me? All right, so let's quickly take a look at the Boston Celtics roster just to gauge what we are facing. So they have their usual big 3, right? In JT, JB, KP. KP being the latest addition, excuse me. They also have Clint Capella now, which is a beastie pickup, along with Devin Vassell, Luke Kennard. They got a little squad right there. I ain't gonna lie. They got a little squad right there. But the Washington Wizards, along with JP, Trae Young, and Julius Randle, are here to cause some havoc. Game 1 goes to the Boston Celtics. So game 2 now goes to the Washington Wizards. So we still went on the road. That's beastie. Game 3 goes to the Boston Celtics. Game 4 goes to us. Okay, so we split the first 4 games. That's decent. Going back to Boston for game 5. Wow, we lose Andre Drummond. And we go down 3-2. So we're facing elimination. We gotta adjust our rotation. We gotta make some adjustments to hopefully force a game 7 in Beantown. So, alright, man, here we go. Game 6 at home in Washington, man. It's a huge game to potentially force a game 7 and keep our hopes alive of going to the conference finals against the juggernaut Boston Celtics. It's a tough task. We're getting smoked early in the first quarter. Hopefully, we can make this a close game, something interesting, but so far, not looking too good for us. I try to make adjustments to the best possible. We need more defense, and it's starting to show right now. So we're starting to get this game close, but they're running away with it again. I ain't gonna lie, not to sound like down or be negative, but I don't think we're gonna win this game. I didn't think we was gonna win this series, entering the series, but we still have a chance. We still have a chance. You know, we're down by like 18, entering the 420 now. Like, we still have a chance. Nah, it's looking dead, y'all. It's looking dead. It's looking slow. They kill us in the fourth quarter, you feel me? Second quarter, we got it close for a second, but we got knocked out right here in 6 games against the Boston Celtics, which is pretty decent if you ask me. You feel me? That's pretty decent. Not bad. Damn, look at the Hawks. Kyle Kuzma, and who else did I send over there? Tyus Jones and Asar Thompson. Look at them getting the last laugh right there. That's crazy. But it is what it is, though. I still see this as a success. We're gonna simulate the playoffs in the meantime in the background, but I still see this as a success in terms of our rebuild. You feel me? I took the Washington Wizards, right, with JP, Tyus Jones, Kyle Kuzma, and they finished dead last in the East last season, second to last in the NBA. And the following year, they double their wins, get 46 wins, right, after getting 21 wins, above 500, you feel me? And they, along with acquiring the 4th seed, not only just acquiring the 4th seed, coming back from a 3-1 deficit against the Cleveland Cavaliers, advancing to the second round, forcing the #1 seed Boston Celtics into 6 games before getting knocked out. That's a pretty decent rebuild. The JP experiment is working well, you know. With time, he's 25 here, but he'd be 26 right in year 2 with Washington. So I'm sure he'll do better and better as he gets more experience. You know what I'm saying? As he gets more experience, especially with having a larger role like he'll have in Washington. But that's it for this one, y'all. Please comment down below. Let me know what y'all thought about this video, man. Let me know how y'all felt about this squad. Was this rebuild ultimately a success? How do y'all feel? There's no way you could say it wasn't. You feel me? This was a quick turnaround and an amazing turnaround. Also, I want to hear what are your thoughts about Jordan Poole on the Washington Wizards. How far far can he go with this team? What is his ceiling? What do y'all project him accomplishing with the Washington Wizards? Please comment that all down below. But as always, man, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. That helps us out tremendously with the success of the channel and bringing better content to you all. But that's it for this one again. As always, I'ma holla at y'all in the next one. Y'all be easy until then, as always. Alright, love.